Hey everybody, David here, and today I am going to be doing a video on Disney Plus. That's right, it has been a year since Disney Plus launched, like November 12th of last year, and I remember that day very well because I took the day off that day just to review some of its content. And yeah, it has been a year already. I can't believe it. And look how much trouble shit has gone down since then. Look, I am someone that was really excited about the idea of Disney Plus launching its own streaming service and the kind of content that they were hinting that they were going to have. A lot of that had to be pushed back because of the pandemic that happened. Specifically, the Marvel shows definitely got hit. We just found out today that apparently WandaVision won't even be coming out until January 15. Boo! That makes me upset. I wanted to see a Marvel series, any Marvel series, as soon as possible. But fine. I mean, January 15, it's not that much off of from where we all thought it was going to. We thought it was going to come out right after Mandalorian was done. But no, it looks like they're going to take a month off, let us breathe after the Mandalorian finishes, and then come back after the Christmas holidays, which is fine. Okay. At least we know the date now for sure, 100%. So it's coming. We know the date that it's coming. I'm just sad it wasn't coming out this year. But I do have a list of 10 shows here, or 10 things, because some of them aren't shows. There's one movie out of all the original movies that Disney Plus came up with. There's only one that made my list. All the other ones I didn't check out, mostly because they did not pique my interest. A lot of these are shows and short films and documentaries. So let's get right into it. Starting with number 10, I have the Disney Plus original series Shop Class. This is the series that Justin Long hosted, and I was actually pleasantly surprised of how much I enjoyed this little show. It's a group of kids and adults being paired up into teams, and they have to like build these cool things depending on what the host Justin Long says to create. And whoever creates the best one obviously goes on to the next round until eventually they win a big prize at the end, which I think turns into like a little hand shop set, construction set or whatever. I don't remember now. But yeah, I really had fun seeing these people build these cool things. Like a mail, one was like an outdoor mailbox library thing. Another one was a bookshelf, and or maybe that was the same one, but one was a skateboard ramp, if I remember correctly. There was some really a go kart, I think, was another one. There was some really cool things that these people put together, and I had a lot of fun watching it. I remember, so I hope this is a show that actually gets renewed for another season. I don't know how they're gonna do that during a pandemic, but I guess they would need those people to like quarantine for 14 days and then start filming afterwards after everybody's all clear. I don't know. But yeah, I'd be up for some more. Another show that was runners up that was very close to this one was Be Our Chef, where it was another game show with a group of kids and adults, families in this case, where they would be cooking. It would be a cooking competition show, and I did enjoy seeing some of the stuff that they cooked, but I felt Shop Class was the better show overall, and I think it was because Justin Long has some charisma that really works for this type of a show. He really hosts it with a lot of yeah, I guess charisma would be that. I think a good host needs to have that in order to be as entertaining as the show is. So yeah, I would like to see a little bit more. So moving on to number 9, I have One Day at Disney. They had not just a documentary, but they are continuing releasing some shorts of this thing where it's One Day at Disney focuses on like various people who actually work at the Walt Disney Company, whether it's Disney or Pixar or Marvel or Lucasfilm. They focus on different people that have different jobs at Disney. And yeah, I think I haven't been keeping up too much with the shorts, but I do remember watching documentary and really enjoying it, seeing all the various people. I think even Bob Iger has a segment for himself, of course, there. And I thought it was a really cool documentary series. I should catch up with the shorts, but I feel like I'm so far behind now. Who knows? Maybe one day I will. But from what I saw, I did enjoy it. So moving on to number 8, I have Lady and the Tramp. This is the only movie that I mentioned that was making my list. Yes, their first. This was one of their first. They had two. They had Noel, I think, which was the Christmas movie, and they had this one, which I actually really enjoyed, and I thought, you know what, it was better than Maleficent and Alice in Wonderland. It wasn't the greatest live action adaptation that Disney has done, but I think, hey, look, for a medium budget film, this would have probably went to theaters if Disney was putting more medium budget films in theaters. For a medium budget movie, I think it was pretty good. I think it stayed true to the animated film. Um, and yeah, I thought it was enjoyable. I liked the voices that they got. Tessa Thompson and Justin Theroux did the voices of Lady and the Tramp. Yeah, it was a fun little movie. So there you go. If Lilo and Stitch and but I'm gonna say this: Lilo and Stitch and the Robin Hood movie. If it's true that Lilo and Stitch, I know is for sure going to Disney Plus, and they said Robin Hood will be going to Disney Plus too. If that's the case, they have to up the budget a little bit more. Like, come on, look at the Mandalorian. If that can do a really good, impressive budget, you guys got to step it up with that. So I'll say that on the Disney front. I hope it's not just Marvel and Disney that are pushing the budgets. I want to see Disney, upping your game on some of these Disney Plus original movies. So moving on to number 7, I have The World According to Jeff Goldblum. This was a fun little documentary series starring, of course, Jeff Goldblum going around and learning about things that he did not know about. And sometimes it's just his reaction to things that are fun to watch. He's just like a kid in a candy store, like learning and experiencing all this. And sometimes I get a little bit of learning from it too. So there you go. So moving on to number 6, I this one I'm kind of cheating. I'm putting the Spark shorts and the Short Circuit shorts together. Both of these, the Spark shorts were from Pixar, and the Short Circuit shorts were from Walt Disney Animation. Both of these are a series of various Pixar and Disney animated shorts that were created specifically for the Disney Plus streaming service. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed a lot of these that they put out there. I know they had like Once Upon a Snowman recently too. I'm lumping all of the animated shorts that they put out on Disney Plus all under one category. I should have just called this like the Disney and Pixar short category, because I really think the short films are really nice additions, including the classic shorts like the Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck shorts that they put up there. I think the shorts are definitely something that Disney has over Netflix. Something that I've been craving to see was the new Looney Tune cartoons that apparently HBO Max has. But in Canada, I don't know how to check those animated shows out. And from what I'm hearing, they are really good at sticking true to the original animated style of those Looney Tune cartoons from the 40s and 50s. If anybody knows on how to watch them down here in Canada, on any service, I don't know how, let me know, because I'm a huge Looney Tunes fan. If anything, I'm probably more of a Looney Tunes fan than a Disney animated fan, because I just love those characters and that humor from the original Looney Tune shorts. But yeah, these animated shorts from Disney and Pixar, great. I wanted more of them. I was sad that I binged them all in one day and that was it. It was like, no, give me more. Like week after week, put out a new short. I don't care. Do something. Moving on to number 5, I have Muppets Now. I am a huge Muppets fan. Since I was a kid, I look. I don't watch Muppets every day, but when I feel like some Muppets, I'll tune in the Muppets. And I was craving for some Muppet content on Disney Plus. They only have so little. They have the movies that I've seen all of them already, and they had 2015 Muppet series that got canceled after 13 episodes. And I that was one of the first things I watched on Disney Plus when I found out it was on there. I think Disney needs to get the original Muppet Show up on Disney Plus ASAP, and I think they need to get Muppets Tonight on Disney Plus as soon as possible. So, but Muppets Now I thought was a really enjoyable little. I think it was 6 or 8 episode series. They could do more than that. Come on, 10 episodes. Give us 10 Muppet shows, especially if they're 20 minutes each. 13 episodes, even better. So, by the way, there was another Jim Henson produced show on Disney Plus called Earth to Ned. Um, I that one did not get even close making up on my list because I only seen 2 episodes, and the Star Wars one in the first episode, and the guests that they have to up their guests on that show. That show has so much potential. If you're gonna do an alien talk show host, tie it in with the movies that you have coming out throughout the year and try to plan it accordingly to that. I think there's a promise with that show. I think there's something there. I think they just have to rethink it a little bit. The only episode I watched fully was, like I said, the first episode because it was the first. And then when I realized, okay, I don't think I'm going to get into this show too well, just skipped to the Star Wars episode with Billy D. Williams and BB 8, and that was about it. But yeah, it didn't win me over. But I think there is something there that has potential. But for now, the thing that I'm really liking the most from Jim Henson, that studio, is Muppets Now, and hopefully more Muppets will be brought to Disney Plus. Moving on to number 4, I was debating whether I should put this one up here. Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the final season. And the reason I was debating it because it's not really a Disney Plus show original. I mean, come on, it was on the Cartoon Network way before Disney even bought Lucasfilm, and then it's only the final season. And for that's why I put it number 4, because the first couple of episodes, they were good episodes, the first 4, and then the middle 4 were like below average. But then it was the last episodes. The last 4 episodes is what really makes the Clone Wars, the final season, worth it. And I kind of wish those last 4 episodes were just put into one movie together, because they feel like they could. If that was the Clone Wars movie I originally got in 2008, that score would be so much higher. I'm telling you now. Moving on to number 3, I have Prop Culture. This was a surprising little show that came out of nowhere for me on Disney Plus. I don't even remember Disney Plus advertising it. And then I saw it hanging there on Disney Plus one day, and I'm like, what's this show? Prop Culture. And apparently they just put all 8 episodes on Disney Plus all at once, which surprised me. It seems like they've done that to a few of the things on Disney Plus. And it's this guy who goes out and looks for these old props from classic movies, and each episode focuses on a certain film. Like the first episode, I think, focused on Mary Poppins, and they have some celebrities throughout, like Rick Moranis returned in the Honey I Shrunk the Kids episode. That's where, and then soon after that, obviously a couple months later, he pops up in a Ryan Reynolds commercial. So it's like that was probably the thing. Like Disney was the one that reached out to him first, and then Ryan Reynolds is like, "Hey, give me his number so I can get to him too." And so now Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement, slowly it looks like, thanks to this documentary. As well as a Pirates of the Caribbean episode that focuses on the props and stuff from that one. There's a Muppet movie episode that focuses on the puppets and the props from that movie. Yeah, so it was a really fun series. As someone who really loves films, I definitely recommend it to anybody. These next 3 movies or things that I have here on my list, they're the ones that I think are worth Disney Plus, and I want to see more stuff like this. So these next 3 things I think are the things that I'm hoping for more of. Moving on to number 2, I have The Imagineering Story. This was one of the first things to come to Disney Plus, and I did not give it a chance right away. I actually was ignoring it for a little bit. And then after a while, I kept seeing it. What's this Imagineering Story? So I decided to check out the first episode, and it is a documentary series about the creation of the Walt Disney theme parks, and they actually go through every decade. Each episode focuses on a different time in the theme park's creation, and they do go off to the other theme parks as well, like the one in Florida and California, but they also go to the ones in Hong Kong and Disneyland France and all the and the water parks and all of that, and goes into the creations of a lot of the rides and stuff. As someone who loves Disney World and Disneyland and all that, like, I haven't gone in a while. The last time I've been there was in 2004. I want to go again so badly. We were supposed to this year until the pandemic hit for my brother's, my younger brother's, um, the youngest brother. I mean, I'm the oldest. My youngest brother, we were gonna have his bachelor party. Just the three brothers. It was just gonna be the three of us, and we were gonna go to Galaxy's Edge. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit, so that never got to happen. But it's still something I'm hoping could happen when this pandemic is over, whenever it gets over. Who the hell knows? We'll have a late little bachelor party. I don't know. But yes, The Imagineering Story. This is a documentary series you guys have to check out. It is great. I love seeing the creation of this place that have brought joy to so much people, including myself. So, with that being said, what is the number one, as if it's not obvious enough? That's right. I have The Mandalorian. Should I count season two? I don't know. Maybe I'll save season two for. The Mandalorian overall is a great show for Disney Plus. Let's just put it that way, okay? And yeah, this was a no-brainer to put at the top of my list. I mean, this is the show. It's just came back now, and we are all loving it again. That cute little baby Yoda, and the badass Mandalorian protecting him at all costs. I mean, wow, man. The cast is great, and Jon Favreau, wow, man. The man is a genius. He has become one of my favorite directors, and now is becoming one of my favorite producers. And he's a great actor too, man. So he's a talented, very talented man all around. I am looking forward to whatever he does beyond Mandalorian. Like, if he gets back into movies again, which I hope he does, because I think there's still some talent there. I think he can still do both Mandalorian and a movie at the same time. Or hell, if he wants to stick with The Mandalorian for the rest of his career, go for it. Or maybe he just wants to tell a couple of seasons. Maybe by a certain season, he'll feel like, okay, this is where we end it. And I think he's that kind of a producer. I think he'll know, like, this is the story we want to tell. Season 4, 5, who knows? This is where we'll end it. So we'll see how long Mandalorian goes for, but so far it's on a roll. I'm loving every minute of that show. There was only one episode that was slightly under the wheelhouse, but for the most part, it has been a really consistent show, and I'm looking forward to the rest of season 2 and season 3 now that they announced that like a couple weeks ago. So Disney Plus, man, this is these top three: Mandalorian, the Imagineering Story, and Prop Culture. Those are the three that I would definitely recommend if you haven't seen anything on Disney Plus yet. The rest of them are all good, but I wouldn't say that they're like, you have to see this, you have to get Disney Plus for this. No, it's the top three that I would say are the most worth it right now. And look, this has been a pretty weak year for Disney Plus. Most of it because the pandemic has kind of pushed the Marvel stuff off a little bit, and I'm pretty sure other things that they were hoping to get into production earlier. Like, I think the Muppets now got cut. Like, they were supposed to have a few more episodes, but because the pandemic hits, they were only able to produce 6 of them. So I can only presume that has happened with the rest of the shows that they were originally planning. So, but these top three, I hope come. I don't know how much more of the Imagineering Story that they could do, but I want to see more of Prop Culture, man. That was a cool show that I definitely recommend for movie fans. So with that being said, guys, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, take care.